Hey guys, Jeremy Beland here, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about the BRRRR strategy. And if you don't know who I am, well, I'm an expert at acquiring off-market properties direct from sellers and have made nearly 8 figures of gross profit since I started doing this back in 2017. I am super excited about today. I got a cheat sheet here because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Got the whiteboard behind me. I'm going to break down what a BRRRR strategy deal looks like with you guys today, and I hope you guys find this content great. So what is the BRRRR strategy? Well, it stands for buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. David Green, who is a podcast host from Bigger Pockets, did a book on this years ago. Tremendous book. Highly recommend you guys getting this book, reading it. It's great. It explains everything you need to know about the BRRRR strategy. And quite honestly, I think this is a fantastic method of acquiring rental properties, multifamily properties, single family properties, long-term rentals, even short-term rentals like Airbnbs. It's tremendous. You know, what's great about the BRRRR strategy is when you get good at it, you can own rental properties and many rental properties with little to none of your own money. Like none of your own money. Some people, I know people, this hasn't happened to me yet. I'm not that good. I'm getting there. But a good friend of mine here locally, him and a business partner, BRRRR'd a 5-unit. And when they BRRRR'd it out, not only when they went for the refinance, they not only ended up having no money in the deal, they got paid a check for 40 grand. Now imagine the bank paying you a check for $40,000 to own a 5-family. Tremendous. So, buy, right? Let's go through the acronym. So when you buy a property, right, you're just buying it as is with cash. You don't buy it with a loan. You're buying it as is with cash. Hopefully another lender's cash, like private lender or hard money. If you check out some of my other YouTube videos, I do talk about private lending. Game changer in this business. You should always be using other people's money, not your own. Traditionally, people like to buy rental properties by like putting 20% down. But it's really challenging to put 20% down in scale, right? So what if you could not have to save up 20% of every property you want to own as a rental and put 0 down, right? So that's what's so great about the BRRRR strategy. So you buy the property with cash. It's a distressed property, right? So you want to find and identify a distressed property that you can buy as is with cash using private money to buy the property. And then you use private money again to now renovate that property. When it's distressed, you're buying it at a discount. Now we want to go in and do all the repairs that this property needs. And what happens is when you do all the repairs the property needs, you are making the value of the property go up. All right. So you go in, you fix all the property, you do the roof, you do the painting, you do the floors, right? Everything else it needs. Still using other people's money, renovate the property. Now you get the value of the property that's much higher than when you bought it. And I'll break it down on the whiteboard. Then you rent it. Now let's just say you have a 1 unit or 5 units, whatever the case is, you need to get it rented. And when you get it rented in and get a lease in, this shows that now the property has income coming in. And this is really important for the next step, which is the bank. So you need to buy the property, renovate the property, get it rented out. I like to use property management companies. I don't like to rent things out myself. I'm not a good landlord when it comes to qualifying a tenant. So I recommend using a property manager, but you basically get a tenant in at the top of the market rent, get a lease in place, and now you have a committed tenant bringing in money every single month on a lease, right? Now you take this to the bank. Say, hey bank, I bought a property that was in really bad condition at a low price. I then renovated the property and now it's brand new again. It looks amazing. And according to comps and realtors, the value is now here. And I got it rented and I have a renter bringing it in. And this thing cash flows, right? It brings in money. It's a great property. The bank will come in, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in a little bit, but the bank will come in and they will do an appraisal to make sure that the value of the property it is or suggested it is. And if it is, then they will loan you 75% loan to value. Meaning if the property is worth $100,000, they will give you a loan for $75,000. So the goal here is to make sure that $75,000 takes care of buying it, renovating it, and paying the investor back for the private money that you borrowed, all the interest, and maybe closing costs and everything else. You get everything to squeeze in under that 75%, then you own a property for nothing. And then what does the last R stand for? Repeat. Go do it again. Do it as many times as you can, as fast as you can. It's amazing, amazing strategy. First of all, this is what we do here, right? I'm an expert at acquiring off-market properties. Your best BRRRRs are going to be off-market. Now, you may find some on the MLS. I know people that have had success getting properties off the MLS and building a rental portfolio and doing BRRRR strategies, but your best deals are off-market. When you get really, really good at acquiring off-market deals, 50, 60 cents or less on the dollar, you have tremendous opportunity to get rentals all the time, and then renovate these properties and BRRRR them for under 75 cents on the dollar, right? That's where you want to be. 75 to 80% loan to value is what banks do. So your goal all in is to buy, renovate, pay back the lender, pay back closing costs, all these, and pay back the interest, right? All this stuff under that 75 to 80%. That's what's really powerful about this. So you really need to get really good at finding discounted properties, which is what a lot of wholesalers do, right? So if you're a wholesaler, don't just be assigning all your deals away. Guys, you got to start thinking long term and building wealth and putting money into your own pocket, right? So if you have the opportunity to take some properties down and keep them for yourself, do it. Don't think you're going to get rich quick. These things aren't going to bring you tons of cash flow every month, but they are going to provide an opportunity for you to build long-term net worth gain through equity, right? So this is more of a savings account for later, as rather than money for now. If you're a wholesaler, your business is your ATM and cash now. It's transactional, right? Every time you do a deal, you get money in the bank. But you don't want to be saving that and putting 20% down on stuff. Cherry pick those deals off your pipeline, the ones that make sense, and keep them for long-term rentals. This is how you're going to become a millionaire and multimillionaire in this business in years to come. And then you got to get really good at using other people's money. Talk about it a lot in my other videos. Private money is where it's at, guys. Do not use your own money. You don't need to take a HELOC out, use your 401k, save a bunch of money. A lot of us who get into wholesaling, myself included, we had no money, right? But there's a lot of people in your network that do have money that would love to lend on this deal. And the reason why they're willing to lend on this deal is because they know if you're getting it 50, 60 cents on the dollar, right? When they give you the money, they're going to be protected by what's called a mortgage, right? A note. And they're going to own that mortgage. So if you don't pay them back, they can actually foreclose on that property and take it from you. And if there's enough equity, or if it's cheap enough, they're protected. So even if you don't pay them and you mess it up really bad and screw them over, that lender can foreclose the property and then take it, sell it, get their money back plus extra. Now, if you're going through the property and it's completely renovated and you're still 75, 80 cents on the dollar, completely renovated and rented, even if you don't pay your lender back then, they can still foreclose on the property, still put it on the open market, list it on the MLS, and still get their money back plus extra. So they're protected. You need to go out and find private lending. Watch my other videos on it. It's a game changer in your wholesaling business. You'll go from assigning checks for 10, 20, 30 grand to taking properties down and getting bigger profits out of them, but also allow yourself the opportunity to BRRRR properties that come across your pipeline and start building long-term wealth. Guys, this is the easiest and fastest way to scale a portfolio, right? It's so cool to have how many doors you own. I own 10, I own 100, right? You can do syndication, but you go put 20% down on a 3-family, right? A 3-unit or a 4, let's just say a 4-unit, because everybody loves the quadplexes. So 20% of a quadplex. If it's $400,000, right, you're going to have to save up almost $80,000, if not more, to the table to close on that if you use a traditional 20% down, right? So $400,000 property, 20% down, leaves you a mortgage of like $320,000, right? But you want to buy another one, now you have to come up with another $80,000, and then another $80,000, right? That's a lot of money. But when you BRRRR, you're generating that 20% out of thin air. You're forcing equity. You're creating equity out of nothing because you have the ability and a skill set to go acquire properties off market way, way below market value, right? They're so cheap. And then you're going to come up and renovate this property and make it really great. And then you're going to be all in it for 75 to 80% loan to value, meaning if it's worth $400,000, you may have bought this house for $150,000, right? And now you put $170,000 into it or $150,000 into it. Now you're in it for $300,000. You're paying back the investor $20,000 for using their money. You're all in it for $320,000, and you still have 20% of equity. And that equity is yours. Now that $80,000 rather than you saved and had to put down, now you have $80,000 in equity for that deal, right? You own a 4-family that is bringing you in cash flow every single month, but you have $80,000. Now, the faster you can find deals, the faster you can renovate deals, the faster you can refinance these deals out, the more you can get $80,000 a unit or a BRRRR, right? You do that 20 times, guys, right? Let's just say it takes you 4 years and it takes you 5 years. Well, in 5 years, you're going to have $1.6 million in equity. That is $1.6 million of net worth. You're officially a millionaire with $1.6 million. But guess what? The deals that you're doing in year 1, year 2, and year 3, those mortgages have been going down because your tenants are paying the mortgage every month, right? From the rents that come in. Chances are appreciation's going up, meaning the value of your property is going up because historically, at least nationally, historically, your appreciation goes up 7 to 8% a year. Now, some markets, some local markets differ, but typically 7% a year. So now the value of the property is going up, the mortgages are going down. In 5 years, those first, 12 properties that you get, or 8 properties you get, are now not 80,000, they're 100,000. So now you have like $2 million in net worth, right? And then you could take all that and you can keep it, or you could take it to 1031 exchange it all into a massive building. I mean, guys, endless opportunities here. You could sometimes just keep that property and then sell it down the road and just take the cash and do something else with it. It's amazing. It's the easiest and fastest way to scale your portfolio. You want to get to 20 doors? Well, rather than buying 4 units, we're putting 20% down, BRRRR your way there. I love this method. It's an amazing way to build net worth, that we just talked about, through creating equity out of thin air. We just talked about that, which is great. This is how I acquired all my rentals, including our short-term rental down in Florida. You can do this on anything. Airbnbs, guys, same thing, right? You can just do the same thing. Now, you may not have to rent it out like we do with the long-term rentals, but you could use a DSCR loan and you can go ahead and do it that way. I've done it. I own my Airbnb with little to no money out of pocket myself. So, how do you find these properties, right? Well, you guys, get really good at acquiring off-market properties, right? Through your marketing channels, cold calling, direct mail, PPC, Facebook ads. Find those deals, provide great value to these sellers, and get these properties way below market value. How do you find lenders? Well, the lenders, as far as the private lenders, are probably already in your network. They're already people that you know. And, it could be people at your local REIAs, right? In your local meetups. A lot of private lenders go there. You can use hard money lending too. There's a lot of opportunities. The more success you have, the more you market the stuff that you do, the more people are going to want to get to do business with you. A lot of people love real estate investing. A lot of people have money. They want to invest in real estate investing and get good returns back, but don't want to do the work of buying a property, renovating a property, even owning a property. You can do all that stuff for them. And then when it comes to the refinance, I highly, highly suggest that you work with a local commercial bank, a local credit union, a local bank, and just get a commercial loan, a 5-year fixed, 25-year amortization loan. Super simple. Just, you can shop around and see who has the best interest rates, but there's a bunch in your neighborhood where you're buying these houses and you want to BRRRR. They're your best bet. You don't want to use a large company like Wells Fargo or some of these other banks or a mortgage broker. I wouldn't recommend doing that. build relationships with your local banks in your area for everything you do in your business, but especially this. You know, they love BRRRRs. They're gonna lend to you 75, 80% on the dollar all day long in these properties. A lot of great commercial banks will do this kind of business with you. So that's kind of how it works. So let me break down a little bit of what it would look like, right? So we'll talk about buy. So we're going to use easy math here because I'm not very good with numbers. So let's say we buy a house for $100,000. The ARV is $200K when it's fixed up. Now we're going to renovate it, and let's say it needs $40,000 worth of work, right? Now we're all in it for $140K. But you have to refinance. And when you refinance, there's some closing costs to generate the loan, and you also have to pay back your lender. And let's just say you owe your lender, I don't know, $8,000 and the closing costs are $2,000. These numbers aren't accurate, but they're close enough to drive the point. And let's say that costs you $10,000, right? And in here you rent it out. And you rent it out for, I don't know, $1,500 a month. So this brings you down to $150K. Okay? ARV is $200K. The bank is going to do 75% LTV, which is loan to value. Value is the 200K ARV after repair value, right? 75% of 200K, I'm pretty sure, is 150K. Is my math right on that? So, if you do this right, now you own a property that follows the 1% rule, 150K mortgage on it, $1,500 a month is what you get coming in, but you bought it for $100,000, you put $40,000 to renovate it, you rent it out for $1,500 a month, you bring in your refinance cost you $10,000, so $100,000 to buy, $40,000 to renovate, $10,000 to refinance it and to pay back your private lender, brings you to $150,000. Now you get a loan. The bank's going to loan you a mortgage for $150,000, which pays back the purchase, the renovation, the closing costs to the own bank, right? And gives you pays back your lender. So you have now bought this property for zero money. Zero. And if you have a mortgage payment of $1,000 a month on your loan, now you're making $500 a month rent. And you have $50,000 of equity for zero of your own money. Imagine that. Making $500 a month and made $50,000 of equity that if you sold this property tomorrow, you have $50,000 in your pocket. But that goes to your net worth, right? Now, if you do this 10 times, now your net worth is $500,000. You do it 20 times, and now it's $1 million, and you're a millionaire, and 20 times 5, and you're making $10,000 a month in rents. That's what's so crazy about the BRRRR model. It's just amazing. Now, obviously, you have to get really good at acquiring off-market properties. You're going to have to manage a renovation. You're going to have to find a bank. You're going to have to find a private money lender, right? You're going to have to find the property. You're going to have to manage the renovations. You're going to have to do all this, and you may screw it up the first couple times. But if you get really good at this, this is what can happen. And even if you screw up, so what? You have $5,000, $10,000 into the deal. A lot better than 20%, right? And the more you do it, the better you get. So this is why I love the BRRRR strategy. It's the fastest way to build equity out of thin air, get some cash flow. Now listen, these things won't be great for cash flow, but they're tremendous for building out equity, which is basically equity towards your net worth. The more equity you have, the richer you are. Don't ever forget that. That's why I love the BRRRR strategy, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. The BRRRR strategy is amazing. As you can see, these numbers don't lie. I know they're just kind of imaginary, but I'm telling you, I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 properties all this way. It's amazing, amazing. So listen, guys, if you're facing challenges with acquiring off-market properties, whether it's wholesaling or increasing your profits per deal, we may have a solution for you. Well, I don't want to pressure you into clicking the first link in the description. There is a video that explains how I can help address these issues with you so you can buy properties like this, okay? I want to be transparent, let you know that it is a sales funnel designed to offer you something. However, my main goal here is to provide you value through this video, which I think I did today, great value. And if you found this value in this video, well, then I'd appreciate it if you could just give it a like. Please, guys, the likes help me, right? Helps the algorithm. And this will help YouTube recommend more videos like this, assist you and further you on your journey. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'd be happy to answer them. Obviously, listen, guys, I'm not a professional YouTuber here. I am a real estate investor who specializes acquiring off-market deals, and I'm just teaching you guys what I know for free. So please like this video, subscribe, recommend it to other people. If you have any questions, reach out to me, guys. I want to help you guys. Have a great day.